Hello and welcome to the first in a long series of Elder Scrolls 6 discussion videos. I'm Scott from FudgeMuppet, and today we are discussing mostly why and how magic could be better in comparison to combat. So in Skyrim, magic in the long term was not as strong as magic, end of story. Yes, there are many ways that magic is fun, and it can be made viable through enchanting and many other tips and tricks, but at face value it's not as powerful as weapons can be. The highest damage per second spell would probably be Incinerate, and that does 90 damage cast in one hand. By comparison, a 90 damage sword is nothing to be excited over, and it's easily achievable through smithing. In a few slashes you can easily outdo Incinerate's damage output, plus you don't drain magicka wielding a sword. That's one of magic's handicaps. Now by no means should magicka be removed, we only would suggest that spells be more cost effective. Bang for buck. You could say that, well, with enchanting I can remove the magicka cost. You can, but even then, with the same exploitation, you could make a bow that does triple the damage and strikes the target faster than the fireball can. Weapons definitely have the advantage, and we want Elder Scrolls 6 to balance it out. You could argue that magic is better because of the utility and effects, but in most cases they either don't work late game or can be outdone by armor and weapons. Ebony Flesh can easily be replaced with a full set of Daedric, and Illusion is impossible to use on high level unless dual casting because of how the enemies scale. The level cap was originally 81, and the highest level reanimate spells cap at level 40, meaning you can only reanimate level 40 enemies, and a bit higher if you use Necromage perk as a vampire. But still, late game it's just not very effective. Bear in mind, aside from the fact it's fun, what's the benefit of using summons or undead when you can just shoot them with your bow that does more damage than your allies could ever hope to do? Also, master spells were mostly garbage, besides they looked cool, which is all fine, but we would hope in Elder Scrolls 6 that mastering a school of magic truly rewards you with powerful spells. We understand balancing is a hard thing to do, but in Skyrim, weapons clearly beat magic in a majority of cases. We want this fixed. One of the simplest ways is to scale magic with your level. For example, you could use illusion spells on anyone lower level than you, or perhaps making it chance-based. You could cast Pacify, and it has a chance to succeed based on your illusion perks and skills, with high skill investment giving you a mostly guaranteed chance, and low skill investment making it harder to succeed. Destruction simply needs to be higher damage. There is not a single spell that reads on the description over 200 damage, and yes, with dual casting and on top of that enchanting exploits, you can just dual cast fireball after fireball after fireball and it works, but what if you don't want to exploit? It makes it really hard, and by comparison, someone just with a bow can easily pick off the same amount of targets, do the same amount of damage, but without the magicka cost. Conjuration again needs to scale your abilities with your level. Your summons should scale with your ability. You should be able to reanimate those you outlevel. It feels really dumb playing as a master necromancer who has mastered the arts of the undead, but can't raise anyone above level 40. When you're level 81 and you have invested in conjuration so much, you kind of feel gimped when you can't raise the powerful enemies that you just slew. Overall, magic needs to be more powerful. It needs to be on par with combat. I wouldn't even mind if it was like 95% magic versus 100% combat in terms of effectiveness, but I would just really like them to be close. By comparison to Skyrim, weapons far outclass magic, and we want this fixed in Elder Scrolls 6. So tell us what you think below in the comments, and I'd also like to advocate Twitter, as I'm quite responsive and you will almost have a guaranteed reply. Tell us if you agree with what we had to say, or if you like what we had to say. Like the video. We will have more magical videos soon, going deeper into spell diversity and spell making, etc, etc. But that's all for another time, and there are plenty of topics to come before that. So thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to leave your topic suggestions below. I'm Scott from FudgeMuppet, and we'll see you next Friday with another discussion video.